I asked the doctor what's going on, what happened. He said, "You are the mother. You not did a good job. It is your fault." I feeling guilty. I feeling so bad like be a mom. What I did wrong was my question over and over. Life is not easier. You pass by so many difficulties in your life, but it is always the light come out. When you're walking with the light, you can find the direction, the way you can get. God never give you anything you cannot handle. You can feel it like you're in a garden with the roses all over in your body. My name is Elias Arias, and I grew up with a family who are believers. I grew up with a family of 12 brothers and sisters. We are normally pray the Rosary every single night. It was the blessing to pray to Mary and the reunion time of the family. It was so powerful to be together to pray the Rosary. I grew up, I get married. My first daughter, his name is Jessica. And my second daughter, who's Julissa. Both are gifts of God. But I have a situation with Julissa. And she is the one to God present me with a different life. I was pregnant and happy to go to the hospital and have my daughter. My daughter, she's ready to born, but my capacity wasn't big enough and she's stuck. She's stuck and she has the total neck play. Her head come out, go inside, come out, go inside. After an hour and a half this happens, the doctor realized it is a problem. He can done a surgery and hurts her, but he decided to pull her out after 2.5 hours or 3 hours. He broken her shoulder to pull her out. She has the shoulder, this brachial nerve palsy. She wasn't crying, and I was wonder what's going on with her. Finally, she's starting to cry. Then I realized she is alive and she's going to be okay. I see her hand, it is like piece of cloth, doesn't have no strength. I asked the doctor what's going on, what happened. He said it is nothing wrong. She's going to be perfectly fine. And plus, you are the mother, you not did a good job. It is your fault. I feeling guilty. I feeling so bad like be a mom. What I did wrong was my question over and over. And I ask God, why you let me do something wrong to hurt my own daughter? And finally, after all, when she was 28 days, I went to different doctor. And he said, she has brachial nerve palsy with shoulder distortion. You need to go to see a neurologist. I wasn't know what it is and what it means, how can treat that. Never heard before, never see anybody like that.
When she found out that Julissa was sick, it was very painful for her. She used to cry a lot. At the beginning, she didn't know what to do. She didn't know anything about the problem. But she's a very strong woman.
But I believe God gave me that because He knew I can do so much with her and teach myself. With you have a situation, God and Mary always with you. I believe so with all my heart in Mary. And I pray to the Rosary every day, and I ask her, please help us. I went to Chicago to see a neurologist. He explained me what it is, what Julissa has. After so many tests, they realized she has like 28 nerves like you cut with the scissors. And it is not, you can stimulate them and you can beloved those nerves until wake up and go looking for your other parts in your body. This is what we did for when she was at 35 days. We started with our occupational therapist and our physical therapist. It was the most difficult time because every time I bring in her, she's like almost faint, almost pass out because it was so much pain. I cannot see that. And plus, in my mind, still, I did something wrong in the delivery. It was very difficult. Finally, I not be able to go inside in the room when they do the occupational therapy. I waiting outside because it can kill me to see how hard she was crying. I asked different neurologists if anything we can do to her to fix her. They say it is nothing they can do in those cases. It is not fixable. It is with the nerves you cannot work with. And every day I touch her arm, I pray to God and I pray to Mary and I'm saying, it is my hands, it's your hands. Please get those nerves together. If it is you are be able to do it, just do it. When you're walking with the light, when you're walking with God, you can find in the direction, the way you can get.
She's tough, she's a fighter, and she's strong. And when you have faith and you don't have a doubt that you're gonna get through a tough situation, you always get it done. And that's what I saw in my sister, and this is what I'm seeing in my niece now.
I find out a doctor in Texas who believes he can do a surgery. Dr. Ned explained me like he can do the surgery is called like triangle tilt. It was very difficult time in the time of the surgery because her body not acceptable any painkillers. After the anesthesia, all her pain come up. She cried, threw up, and everything. It was so difficult. She has a cast for 3 months without remove.
There was a lot of pain in Julisa's because she had to wear this casket. I don't know if you say that like that, but in her arm, and you have to be like this. So it was very painful to keep her arm like this, like all times. And even in school at the beginning, she had such a hard time. She did. So it was a lot of frustration. It wasn't easy. Even though she didn't say anything, I think inside her mind, she always wanted to fight and get through this situation, become a normal girl.
After that, she's going back again for physical therapy and occupational therapy. She's very quiet. She always was super, super quiet, not talking much, very quiet. We driving and I say, Julissa, can you tell me what color is that? That color is red. Then you see it, it's red. And she's not responding. And maybe an hour after she come and like, Mom, that color is red. I wasn't remember what she talking about. And I say it is take 1 hour to her brain can work and only in one word, red, and the color. Well, when she started to kindergarten, they call me and they say, we believe Julissa, she has learning disabilities. She can receive 100%, but 93% is gone and she only keeping in her mind 7%. And then she's starting to go to preschool and I realized every picture she made a picture without one hand. Or if she make a picture, she make a pictures with a very small hand. And I was like, oh, it hurts her. Because she can reflect in the pictures. Her emotional, you can see in the pictures. She see herself without one hand. But I try to be stimulating the most I could, like she can growing up with a normal kid without no physical disabilities or anything. But I always pray every single day. I get up in the morning to consecrating my day to God and to Mary. And I say this day is going to be better than the other days. And that moment and that time, I don't know what it was hurts more. It was very, very hurts so much.
I think the most difficult time was when she has to start writing because of her shoulder. She couldn't move it. Writing requires a lot of motor skills. It was hard for her to do it, but even she just tries. She never quits. She keeps trying. And
when she's already finished preschool, she know the numbers 1 to 100, the ABCs, and then I realized Julissa, she wasn't know anything. I just only take my time to do physical therapy and occupational therapy because we are take her to the hospital, but it is only a training, the work you need to be doing at home. They can do 1 hour, but you need to be do 6-7 hours at home. They only can work with her.
because I met her when she was 3 years old, and when they are at that age, it's kind of hard to find out if they are discrepant from other students. But as the time passed and she gets to kindergarten, when you start to read, it was very difficult for her to read. So I'll come to her house and we will practice the sight words, the numbers every day. By talking with Elia, and we were pretty close, I noticed her taking her to every single therapy that she could find.
And all this work, I never be upset, never be tired. I always say to God, thank you for all the time you give it to me I can give it to my daughter. It passed, I think maybe like 6 months when I talked to my mom and I explained to her what she has. My mom, she always pray to Mary. Every single day she pray a rosary dedicated for Julissa. I told her, I hope I have the faith you have. And she said, you have more strong faith than I do. Then was the real job. I take with this neurology. This neurologist say, no, nothing we can do. Then they do the brain test, and they say it is no medicine, no surgery, there is nothing we can do for her. And I say it is hard, very hard. I say when I'm not around, who going to be defense her? Who going to be protect her? Who's going to be do anything for her? I'm not be around her. That is very painful. I believe that happens for a reason. Every single time we are going to church, we're going to be right to the altar, and I pray and I ask God, please give me the directions. After all those tests to Julissa, we went to visit my mom, and my mom say, it is a doctor who practices the natural medicine, the homeopathy medicine. And then I say, Mom, I come from U.S. You know how much technology have over there? You know how much they can do in her, and they did not do anything. You think a simple doctor who going to be do anything for her? And she say, please, just take her and you go see. I'm not ask you in my name, I ask in the name of the God. Please take her. We're driving 4 hours to go to see that doctor. And I believe it's God who waiting for me in the door. Because when I walk in, the doctor put the hand on my shoulder and say, you now want to be calm, don't you? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, he is crazy. And he say, you come here because you need something special. And it was very special. He walking in with Julissa with a hand on my shoulder and say, you are come here because God sent you to come over here. And I'm still inside I'm like, he might say that to every single patient, is the way he work. But then he has those cameras so they can put it in her eye. And when he did put that camera in her eye, then he's going to give me Julissa the whole history about by the day she born to the day I bring in her. And then I realized, yeah, I'm here because God sent me here. Julissa has her brain, her left side a little bit lower than the right side. It is only you can see in the camera and the computer. And he said, but don't worry, she's going to be the smartest girl you ever want to be have. And I started to cry and cry and cry, and I said, thank you, God. You are the one to save me here. And I wasn't have enough faith to come here. And then I asked him to forgive me. And I asked Mary, no wonder. I love you so much. You are my mother. My mom represents you, and you send the message to her. He gave the medicine to Julissa. We come back here to Chicago, and I give her the medicine the way the doctors told me. Not anything work for her. Every time I'm going, they have a box of cleaners because all I do is cry. Because I say, I do everything. I ask God, why you not respond my prayers? You forget about me. You forget about Julissa. But he did. He respond. He respond my prayers. When they did the test, they find out she's starting to learning. And they don't have no reason why, how this happens. They never have the answer because I never give, because the answer is God. You ever thinking you pass by so many difficulties in your life is when the darkness you pass, but it is always the light come out. Just keep walking with faith. When I was in Texas with Julissa and for the second surgery, and that day in the morning, we are ready to go to the hospital for the surgery. And I left to the hospital and I'm still waiting for her. She can call to bless her. Never did. Well, time by, Julissa go to the surgery. And the doctor said it is going to be take maybe like 2.5 hours. And I bless her. And she take her blanket and her teddy bear. And also she's love of this girl from Italian, it called Santa Innocencia. And she take the picture with her in her bed. Time by, it will pass 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. They still the doctor not come out to say what's going on with Julissa. It was 10 in the morning and I'll be able to see her by almost 8:30 in the nighttime. It was the longer day in my life, but the longer prayer. And when my deep inside, I know God says she's fine, she's okay. I want to know what's going on with Julissa and when I'll be able to see her. But finally, when I saw her, Dr. Ned, he walking out by 5:30 and he say she's okay. The surgery take longer as we thinking. We wasn't expect that much in her. Don't worry, she's fine. They're going to be send her to the recuperation and then you'll be able to see it. It was very high. I remember that day and I don't want to believe again. I see her by 8:30 and the nurse, she waited for me by in the door and say, "Moms, don't cry." And she was poor, cry like. It was the same experience when she was have this first surgery. It was passed by the painkillers and she became like with the pain all the as hard as can be. And she's looking me like, what you did to me. And I was like, I want to be fix you. And I asked God, please give me the strength. I need to be give all the love, everything she needs. Please be with us. And you are the one going to be healing her pain. Take her away. Very hard because they fix the bones and plus they remove all the muscles. The pain can be like no way she can handle. The next day, she doesn't want to see me. She see me like so angry. It is hard because I don't know if I was doing the right thing or no. But inside, God say, yes, you did.
Growing up, I always knew that there was something wrong with me. I always was confused and like maybe angry that like I was made this way and no one else was. So I think at first I kind of had like an anger towards God and like just like wondering like why me? My mom put it in my head that I was put on the earth for like a special purpose that no one else had. So I think in that like she tried to make me feel special and not like at a disadvantage. She tried to make me feel like God put you on this earth to fulfill a different purpose than every other kid. So I think that like really helped me to like see like maybe there's a bigger picture, like maybe I'm like doing something better than everyone else and maybe it's not that I'm at a disadvantage. If anyone else was my mom, I don't think they would have gone through as much effort as she did to get me to where I am. Like it took so much of her time, so much of her like energy to be able to like have me be where I am today. And I don't think that if it was anyone else, I would be the way I am today.
And anything is good, anything can save you, it's going to be hurts. It hurts her physical, but outside, inside, is going to be healing. And what I see in her is always healing. Anyone to see my daughter do not believe she has palsy. Anybody to see her, they not believe she had the broken bone in the right side.
I am here today because of God and all of his hard work in me, and because of my mom, and because of myself, and all the work that we've put in our entire lives. My mom, my dad, my sister, they've always been right by my side through every single thing. So I think I have like this love for them that like no one else can feel because no one else has been through this.
The main thing is faith. We're talking about faith, and that's a clear example that you just don't take a no for an answer. You just keep going, and eventually things started to happen. And then she started to heal, she started to recover, and her arm started to grow normally. Mentally, she became smarter, she started to learn. It wasn't easy. It was a lot of pain, it was a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of frustration, but faith, and never gave up.
God give you all the directions you can go if you believe in him. If you want to lose your way, you can lose so easily. God is always there for you. We do everything for her, like she can heal him faster. And then I think when she's realized her shoulders almost even, she's starting her attitude change a lot. She's starting to become a happy girl. Is starting to have a lot of confidentiality in her. Even she doesn't afraid to show up anybody or her scars she has. Inside, you have God working in your body. Doesn't matter what you have. When you give to God, just give it to him and he will fix it. But don't give and take back. Just give to him.
As I say, if it wasn't for hope, I don't think all of our kids will be in God's hands to overcome all the difficulties. Yes, all the therapies and standing for your son or your girl helps, but it will never help if you don't believe in God.
She still having that time, and then to 5th grade, she still had the program one by one, but then she's going to middle school, and that is going to be reduced a little by little by little. Then she's going to high school. In high school, she have no more mental disabilities. It is it's a gift. It's a gift for God. You can learn so much from Mary. She never argued. She never fight. She never complained. Always right there, even when her son was on the cross. She never fight to God and say, why you give me a son and take him in this situation. She's right there. And I try to be walking the way she walk. I can give to God anything he asks me because I can see everything I receive from him. Life is not easier, but with God and Mary, everything can be so beautiful. I think God building me up, and He know what pieces He put in my heart, and He know how much I can handle. And when the moments when I'm upset, He's right there to touch me and say, "Why you cry for? I'm here with you." God never give you anything you cannot handle. If you have any situation in your life, and you strongly, it's because you still need a lot of more faith. Because when you have faith, He be able to fix anything.